tomorrow is the day that Miss Kramer will announce that I will start as Madam C.J. Walker in this year's Black History program. And everybody will know that I have what it takes to be in the spotlight.
Well, I hope you have what it takes to tell Mama that she has to come inside the school to get Kalia again.
So I'll tell her she won't care when she finds out her middle child gonna make us all rich.
You don't even know if you got the part yet.
Where's Kalia? Didn't I tell y'all not to come out that school without y'all little sister?
She, Miss Ellis? We went to Miss Ellis' class and she said she needs to talk to you.
About what?
You don't know.
Get in the car.
Nice going, Madam CJ.
Oh, shut up.
I'm so tired of coming up to this school. What's going on with you? Hey girls, it's Pizza Friday. Y'all know what time it is.
Ooh, can I start?
Go ahead.
I'm responsible
For what?
for loving me
Why?
because the world's love is conditional.
And what does that mean?
That Black women becomes a threat the moment they realize their worth.
And
Because if I am relying on this world's approval of this Black girl, I will never truly know who I am nor my worth.
who are you?
I'm immeasurable.
What are 3 things that you should never allow anyone to make you feel inferior for?
Being Black, obtaining knowledge, and elevation.
If I was never supposed to allow anyone to make me feel inferior, then oblivious permission was even more uncomfortable than acknowledging that I believed it to be true. Long before it was. And here I was accepting it. Believing what most would say that I was too young to even understand and know Willie Lynch and Jim Crow's laws weren't color-coded or strategically written to fit the jingle of my favorite nursery rhyme in the 1st grade, but when they look at me, I feel every intention of colorism. And the contempt that was in their eyes bounced off of my reflection in the mirror, and like a nomad in my mind, my thoughts traveled aimlessly, pleading, "It's not fair." And if there can be no darkness where there is light, then God must not care. Because he made my skin less illuminating than the rest. And my esteem was paying the consequences.
Kalia! Kalia! Come on, I know you hear me. Really?
How's work?
Is it? Work was okay, sweetie. I just did half a day today.
How was school?
Supposed to fight?
She put her hands on me first.
Oh, she did?
Oh, Mama, can we please play dress up pretty, please?
Aw. Go ahead after you finish eating. I don't care what y'all do. Eat up.
Done. Can we go
Alright.
now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can we play dress up in your room?
Take out my makeup.
Upon a time, there was a beautiful girl with perfect brown skin. That's me. Wait. How do I look, girls?
Like a beautiful queen.
She has 2 best friends named Kiana and Kalia.
Wait. How do I look?
Like a beautiful princess. One day, they took a walk on a pink. Hold it right there. How do I look? Well, you look dirty.
Hey, baby, why you not in there playing with your sisters?
They ain't playing fair.
Oh, well, pull up a chair. Help your mom rinse these dishes. There you go. Put them up there. You know if there's something or anyone bothering you, you know you can talk to me, right? Yes, baby.
Why do you always put bleach in the water?
I put bleach in the water to clean all of the bacteria and to remove all of the dirt. But like I was saying, you know you can talk to me about anything. Don't ever be afraid to use your voice to speak your mind. Okay, baby? That's better. So now go beat your sisters to the bathroom so that you can pick a movie.
Mama didn't know because I didn't tell her. She wouldn't understand what I was just beginning to comprehend myself. But I know that it was nothing that she did. And people would always tell me that I look like Mama, but just a darker version. And I don't know what's worse, the darker part or the fact that my lens never adjusted beyond it. But I always had a reminder. One girl in my class held up an apricot crayon and said, "You gotta be this light to play with me." And well, Mama could have played. And as far as I know, she had never lied to me before. The bleach burned. And it didn't get the dirt off like she said it would. Every day I pray for lighter skin. And I wake up every time, ignored by God, yet here I am again, asking Him to lighten my burden and help me to ration my insecurities.
Hello, Kalia?
Yes.
I am Dr. James.
You're James Crow, the famous James Crow?
Correct, but please call me Jim. So, I've been looking over your paperwork, and I'd like to get a better understanding of where you'd like to end up at the end of this procedure. So, I pulled up a skin chromatic scale over here, and right now you're around a 34, and we have a couple of different skin tones that we can actually achieve with this procedure, but please use the mouse and show me where on the chart you'd like to end up at the end.
About a 22.
Okay, so the surgery is going to remove the concentration of melanin in your skin. And there are a couple of different options about how we might be able to proceed with that.
So from the options, like from your viewpoint, which is the larger risk?
Well, Kalia,
the white man's perspective is reality.
the white man's perception is reality. And this is not a matter of the risk-reward benefit, because ultimately you risk what you think is in exchange for lighter skin and better treatment, while rewarding me with the same money that white man hired you to make. I'd say that's the best return on my investment. But you risk loss of virtue. And after spending your entire life unlearning my laws, you rehabilitate and perpetuate them. And now, you're paying me for it. And while I will never deny your services, my superiority remains privileged and out of reach. I am the reason for your segregation anxiety. And because I specialize in ownership, you should already be aware that I am responsible for unloving you. I beat your esteem purple, black, and blue because your inherited elitism was beginning to show, and I cannot afford for you to become enlightened. So I constructed a plan to deconstruct your mind to identify beams in your eyes that were never there. And with the help of my friend Willie Lynch, blacks became easier to dominate. So for the few whose minds went untarnished, we would eventually infiltrate the media to ensure that you were never perceived as desirable or deserving enough to be advertised, which would lead you here, to me. And even with lighter skin that wasn't quite white, not only will you remain a nigger, but now you are an instrument of anti-black propaganda, and you must decide if you are willing and able to risk what it costs to attempt assimilation and fail. It was not just my skin that was pigmented. It was that crippled mentality of colonialism which forced my ancestors to learn methods that would teach me to hate my skin before I could even understand it. And people do fear what they don't know. For several years of my life, I grappled with menacing thoughts of how my blackness was just some coordinating conjunction, being force-fed with compliments of beautiful howevers which encouraged the idea that my own beauty would remain an afterthought. Until I found validation in my history. Darkness was only a threat to the willfully uninformed, and my confidence, it would lay rest in the understanding that my skin is intentional. And I will never conform to society's hierarchy of beauty because the depth of my melanin, it couldn't be tampered with, whether it were surgically or psychologically compromised by the white man, because I am responsible for loving me.
I am responsible for loving me because the world's love is conditional. Black women become a threat the moment they realize their worth. If I rely on the world's approval for this black girl, then I will never truly know who I am or my worth. I'm immeasurable.
Stop playing with your body, lady. Stop feeling like you're not enough. Stop feeding into the haters. Stop and give yourself some love. Whoa. Stop staring at the mirror getting faded, saying you won't fall in love. Stop trusting all these fake idiots. Trust me, they don't give a. I'm tired of seeing it. Tired of feeling this. The world says beauty is changing. What's that? It's fake expectation, not the real thing. Let's get naked. Start meditating. Feel elevated inside.
1, 2, 3.
I love my body. I love my skin. I am a goddess. I am a queen. I love my body.